1, 2, 3, live! Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing? So let us know what you're reading down in the comments. And Tiffany, what are you reading?
So I am reading one of the L.A. Alexander books. It is number, I think it's 21, Killing Me Souffle.
I love that.
I know. I like that. I'm also, that's through my ears, and then through my eyeballs. I just finished a hockey romance like 10 minutes ago. So I'll be starting some other romance. I don't know yet. And then with my eyeballs, I am reading A Zappy Little Christmas, which is the third book in the Hometown Hardware Cozy Mystery series by Paula Charles. Loving it. It's Christmas, and someone gets electrocuted. And I love a good pun. So I put up a post today, and I was like, it's an electrifying read. I was like, a whole lot of fun. And Paula was like, seriously?
She's like, why didn't I think about this?
Like, are my puns revolting you? I have all day.
She's just jealous she didn't think of those herself.
Right?
No, she came back with a pun. She was just giving me a hard time. So I'm reading that. That's an arc. And then I'll be starting another romance. Oh, and today's National Cozy Mystery Day. Woo!
Oh, really?
Yes.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Hold on. Okay, Tammy.
Okay, can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, well, from my end, you guys are all frozen, but I can see me moving.
Weird.
So,
Okay, well, we see you moving too.
Yeah,
Can
we
you hear us?
I don't know what's going on. But I don't know what I'm reading yet. All I know is I'm in the middle of about 10 books, and I've got to finish something.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. I'll probably look at my stack and see which one I'm closest to finishing.
I was just gonna say that. See which one you only have like this much left, and be like, okay,
Yeah.
that's the one.
Yeah, I've got to feel like I'm accomplishing something because I just keep starting books.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that's all. You're up, Sarah.
Okay. I finished a book today. Let me reach for it.
Woo!
I finished reading Italian's Christmas Acquisition by Millie Adams, aka Maisie Yates.
Oh,
Didn't love it, unfortunately.
Wait, what is her pen name?
It's Millie Adams. She writes under Millie Adams for Presents.
I did not know that.
Yeah, it's fairly within the last few years. It's because her publisher told her literally every book on the shelf would have her name on it, if not, because she publishes so much. But anyway, I love Maisie Yates, but my problem with the Presents books is it's like, oh my God, I hate you. Oh, look, we slept together. Now I really think that you're something. You know what I mean? So,
Or I'm having your baby, so we
yeah,
gotta
that too.
get
That's pretty, yeah. So, I mean, I didn't hate it. It was a lot of fun. It took place at Christmas and blah, blah, blah. And the main character's name is Noelle Holiday. Like, hello, how can you not love that?
Yeah.
So I did give it a 3-star, but I'm like, I think I need a break from the category. So I'm actually rereading a cozy mystery that I love. I'm in the mood to reread because I saw on NetGalley that the new one in this series is up on NetGalley for review, if you will. And I'm rereading A Salted Caramel by Amanda Flower. Because I thought, why not? It's one I know I can mindlessly sit and knit on my hat and kind of have it playing in my ear.
I need to get to Gingerbread. Is it Gingerbread Danger? Or
Gingerbread Dead.
Yeah,
Or
Gingerbread
Gingerbread
Danger.
Danger or something.
Something.
Yeah.
I need to get to that one.
Danger.
So that's what I'm reading. What about you, Stormy?
Well, I am buddy reading Murder in Rose Hill by Victoria Thompson with Esther Jane.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm at chapter 13. I stopped for the day. Honestly, where she's at, I don't know. She hasn't had a chance to do much reading today, so I didn't want to jump too far ahead. But I think I'm like 70-something% into it. So we're getting close to the end. And I have thoughts, but I just don't know exactly who's done it yet.
I have thoughts.
And, excuse me. Also, I am working on Medusa by Catherine Marsh. It's a Monsters #1, but I'm just not really feeling it. It just feels really like a female version of Percy Jackson, and I don't know. I'm just not really feeling it.
Oh, okay.
But I said in like my daily, I was talking about it, and I said I'm 36% into it. If I get to 50% and I'm not liking it, then I can kick it to the curb, because then it counts for my readathon, because she said as long as you get to 50%, you can count it. And I'm like, I'm at 36, so it's not that far off. So I'm like, I'll give it to 50% and see what I think of it by then. But yeah. And then I started A Solid Gold Murder.
Oh, yay!
I think that's what it's
The
called.
second one?
Yeah. And is it the Golden Hotel?
Motel. It number 2?
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
Solid
on
Gold Murder.
in September, so I'm like, I need to start some of those, because I'm not really gotten
Yay.
very many of those this month so far. So I was like, I'll give it. I've only gotten one chapter, so I have like not really any thoughts about it. Because she loves that series, and I gave the first one 3 stars. So we're trying the second one to see if I like it more.
Ew.
And let's see here. So Pat says, good evening, everyone. Still reading The Death of an Ice Cream Scooper by Lee Hollis, 75% in, making some headway. Don't forget to thumbs up. And fell yesterday on deck steps and damaged kneecap, and she's in bed for the rest of the week.
I'm sorry, Pat.
I hope that ice and heat helped.
Yeah. Mary Jo says, get better soon. And Mary Jo also says, hello, everyone. Still reading Paranormal by James Patterson and James O'Born. My eyeballs. And she also said that dinner was hamburger with leftover cheese potatoes and macaroni salad, and that sounds really yummy.
Really yummy.
And also, if everyone remembers Sonia saying yesterday at the 40th anniversary of the day the Golden Girls premiered, well, last night on the Emmy Awards, they did a tribute to the anniversary and had Reba McEntire and the ladies of the country group Little Big Town sing the theme song inside of the kitchen.
I gotta look that up online.
Joe, I'm gonna look that up. Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing
Has
that.
it been 40 years?
Yes.
40 years?
Yeah. Don't we feel
It
old now?
doesn't seem like it was that long ago, does it?
That's why it's like
The 1980s was only 20 years ago.
Yeah.
84 or 5.
That's what my brain tells me anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I
I would.
29.
This doesn't seem like 40 years.
Tell me about it.
And Esther James is, hello everyone, still reading Murder on Rose Hill Gaslight series. Victoria Thompson's on chapter 12. Okay. So I just started chapter 13. She's on 12. She's catching. And Kim says, hey all, reading Mystery at Saltwater Cottage. Lunch, dinner was barbecue sandwich and french fries. And Kim says to Pat, I hope your knee's better soon. And Pat said the supper was Philly cheesesteak sandwich. And hello, Mother Goose. Librarian says, good evening. Still reading Eva Gates, Reading Up a Storm. Yay. And she also is having comfort food of peanut butter and banana on toast with cinnamon. Oops, pushed the wrong button.
Oh, that sounds good.
That sounds good.
That sounds really yummy. I'm not sure if I've ever had cinnamon and sugar on a peanut butter and banana.
I haven't either.
But it sounds like it. Yeah, it sounds like it could be good though. Yeah. And Esther James says, I seen the performance on YouTube today. It was fun. I'll have to look that up because I like Reba McEntire.
Yeah.
I feel like there's something like right here. And every time I want to talk. And Cajun said, hi everyone, reading Death by Gingerbread, Christmas in July #2.
Nice.
And she also tells Pat that she hopes her knee is better soon.
Mhm.
And hello, Michelle says, good evening, everyone. Tonight I'm going to be finishing A Distant Shore by Karen Kingsbury and start The Paris Dressmaker by Christy Cambron. Are you still liking A Distant Shore? I know you were liking it earlier, and it sounds really good.
That's what I was going to ask too, because I like Karen Kingsbury, but I haven't read her in a while. I had the same question, Michelle.
And Danelle says, reading number one in Ladies Detective Agency, book one by reading the number one Ladies Detective Agency, book number one by Alexander McCall Smith. I got it.
Too many ones.
And Kim says, oh, my book is Eve Mallow number 11. 4 more after this to be caught up. And Michelle said dinner was a rotisserie chicken, mashed potatoes, and cream corn. Yum.
Oh, yum.
Yum.
Esther Jane says that to Danelle that she loves that series and is waiting for the newest. And Catherine says, hey, friends. Hope always. I started We Don't Talk About Carol by Kristen L. Berry. And dinner was sage stuffing chicken casserole.
Ooh.
Everybody's
Catherine,
dinner
that
sounds so much better
really
than my,
good.
chicken noodle soup and crackers.
Well,
That
I
sounds
told
really
Dad
good.
we were going to have to be
Stuffing chicken casserole.
I told her we had to be cooked, so it was our dino chicken nuggets that we still have
Nice.
with a potato, and I had some cottage cheese with mine for extra protein.
There you go.
We haven't had ours yet, but we bought some of the Halloween nuggets that are in shape of bats and pumpkins and stuff.
Oh, sweet.
That's cute.
That is
Mine-
awesome.
Kevin made chili yesterday, and somebody was like, "Is it chili weather?" I'm like, "I live in Florida. It's never chili weather. I might as well eat it when I want it. It
Yeah,
will never have chili weather."
You're not wrong.
I mean,
Dad cracks me up because he's looking at the little dinos and he goes, what kind of dinosaurs are these?
The kind that were the first to go during the extinction.
He's like, just eat them.
Well, what was it I was laughing about? It was on some food channel. They said it's come full circle because aren't chickens descendants from dinosaurs or something like that?
It used to be
So
like
they're
this
like, now
too,
you're
right?
eating the chicken in the shape of a dinosaur.
And Michelle says, Esther Jane and Stormy, I really need to start the Gaslight series. Yes, you do.
It's so good, Michelle.
And now that it's, over, whatever, you don't really have to hurry up and race to the end. You can just read one every now and then.
Sounds like take your time.
And hi, the never-ending TBR in Kristen's Corner says, hey, Monday night peeps. And Michelle says, hi, Kristen. And Esther Jane says to Michelle, it's so good. See, so good. And ditto what Esther Jane said. Hi, Kat says, hello, friends. Currently eating dinner, buffalo chicken and bacon mac and cheese.
Oh,
I am reading Unnatural Death by Patricia Cornwell. Oh. Everybody's food sounds really good tonight.
right?
it really does.
Lita says, hey, everyone. Tonight I'm reading The Incident of the Book in the Nighttime by Vicky Delaney. We'll get her out there.
You say, Storm, I think that's one of your favorite series,
Yeah,
isn't
I
it?
know, and I can't even get the name right.
know.
Hi, Emily. She says, I am at 158 in Fondue or Die.
Excellent.
And Valerie Pastor says, hi, everyone. I'm still reading At the Coffee Shop of Curiosities. I'm really enjoying it. Hi, Shayna in Colorland says, hello, all. Hoping to finish the graphic novel version of The Raven Voice tonight since it's due back to the library tomorrow.
Shayna, did you read the? Are you talking about the Raven Boys trilogy by Katie Stewart? Is the graphic novel the same? I mean, is that the Raven Boys that you're reading? Because if it is, we need to DM each other because I have to talk to somebody about that series. That series has kept me up at night.
And Annie says, hi, all. Tonight I'm reading A Love Woven True by Tracy Peterson. And Emily says, I also have been reading The Heartbreak Hotel and listening to Bride by A.Z. Howe.
Oh,
What
fantastic.
in the world? I was like, I can't speak tonight. Allie Hazelwood. And Katie says, I'm also reading on Mousetrap by Agatha Christie. It was on sale for 99 cents. I've heard so much about it being a good play, but nothing about it. It is the script, but it is really good so far. Well, that's
Oh,
cool.
good.
And Esther James says, love Reba.
I got to see her in concert, thankfully, years ago.
Who is
Oh,
that?
cool.
Reba McEntire.
I did too. I saw her with George Strait.
I just saw her by herself. She had like 8 costume changes.
I bet.
Wow. I saw her with George Strait right after Reba ended. And Melissa Peterman came out on stage when she sang I'm a Survivor. And they had this whole skit that was just hysterical.
That's fun.
That's cool. Hey, Toya says, hi, everyone. Storm, Tiffany, Tammy, and Sarah reading Fondue or Die. Hey, Blake says, hi, everyone. I'm working on Death by Cafe Mocha. I made my first roast and mashed potatoes for dinner tonight. I'm spending my day writing author event proposals. Cool.
Oh, very nice. Well, I hope your roast turned out. That's very exciting.
And Michelle says she is loving Distant Shore. I really love both the main characters.
Very nice.
And Emily had Taco Bell.
Oh, I approve of that.
I do not, but I'm glad you guys like it. My husband loves it.
I haven't had Taco Bell in years.
It's one of those things where when you want it, and then you eat it, and you're like, oh, that really wasn't a good idea.
That's what I was going to say. I love Taco Bell, but I get so sick after every time.
I think I love the idea of it more than food itself.
Yeah.
I have a thing against, I don't know why, because I eat other fast food, but I have a thing about the concept of like Mexican food being fast food. Like I feel like it needs to be a sit down restaurant. I don't want to go through a drive through and get a burrito. Maybe that's why.
We don't have sit down Mexican places up here because Canada.
Well, I don't know.
But I've seen like and even the Dollar Tree lady, she used to work at Taco Bell, so she's recreated like some of the Taco Bell things like that you could make at home or whatever. And so it's like
I would 1,000 times rather make my own tacos at home. 100%.
She even like, teaches you how to make some of the sauces and stuff that they would use and things like that. So.
I watched some video. The guy was doing like these like discontinued foods or something like that. And he had these, it was this limited edition Taco Bell shells, like the taco shells. But they were cinnamon sugar dusted. And I thought, well, that's stupid for tacos. Then I realized they're for ice cream.
Yeah.
You put ice cream in them.
And then you're like, it's brilliant.
I'm like, why were these limited edition? I buy them now.
Those Taco Bell shells, though, that you can buy like in Walmart, those are pretty good. I gotta say, those are pretty good.
We bought the kits when they came up here just to try them out.
And Tanya says, I'm reading Kevin's Story by Adrian Staff and Sally Goldbaum.
Oh.
It's an old love sweat romance.
Nice.
Can't even think about food right now. I've been nauseous since early this morning.
Oh, no.
I know what that feels like. I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry.
Christian says, I feel the same way living in Cali. I just have to make and eat things as I want them.
Exactly. She gets it.
She says, is this bad at just about 6:30 and here I am going to lie down to bed so tired? I probably not, because I mean you are working in a school environment, so that's probably very exhausting.
Emily, I did it last night. I laid down at 7:00 and I didn't get up till 6:00 this morning, and even then it was begrudgingly.
Yeah, some days you just got to do that, you know. If you're
With the
feeling
weather
that
changing and the seasons changing and it's getting dark earlier, I just feel like our bodies need time to make all the changes as well.
I'll read a couple more and then we'll do a reading sprint. And Cajun says to Tanya, I hope you feel better soon. And Shayna says, no, it's the young adult novel series by Maggie Steve Otter. That's who I was thinking, but
that's what I was thinking for the
Okay,
Raven
well,
Boys.
Shayna, I would like you next to read the Raven Boys series. It's by Katie Stewart. It's a trilogy, and then we can talk. That's Shayna's assignment. I don't know why Shayna, except that she was already pulled into it. Sorry.
I want to know how you like it compared to the original series. Does it, the graphic, she said it was the graphic novel, right?
Mhm.
Correct.
Yes, she did.
Yeah. I want to know, do you prefer the books or the graphic novel? And does the graphic novel follow the books? I have all
Ooh.
sorts of questions here.
Yeah. She wants to know all the things.
I want to know all the things.
Okay, so we'll go into a reading sprint and be back at the top of the hour. So happy reading, everyone.
Happy reading.
Happy reading.
So how did everybody do?
You're on mute, Timmy. Oh, maybe she's not trying to talk to us.
Sorry. I'm trying
I
to
didn't know
shoo
if
the
you were.
girls
I
out of here.
realized. I thought maybe you weren't trying to talk to us. I'm sorry. Let me see. I talked to Sonia on the phone. And then hopped over onto Amy Murray's live and said hello, and then am making an Instagram post because it's National Cozy Mystery Day.
Love it.
How about you guys?
I didn't get much done at all. Surprise!
And that's okay.
That's okay.
I read listened to 2 chapters of Assaulted Caramel, and then I put my knitting down because my hand is starting to, from all the mouse clicking and typing all day, and then you come home and I want to knit, but I can't because my hands get all crampy. So this work is really cutting into my crafting time, I'm telling you.
Right? Golly.
How about you, Stormy?
I got 17% into Solid Gold Murder. I can't remember
what are titles? Who are authors?
I've been having a time with like titles to the books these days, I swear. It's not too bad so far. That one lady that runs everything or whatever, that won't let her have a place in the fair or whatever it is, or the crafty thing, that doesn't like D or whatever, she's a piece of work.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, ladies, I'm going to hop off. I finished fixing dinner while we were on our live, and I need to go in there with the girls. Otherwise, I'll really have to clean the kitchen.
I was going to say, otherwise dinner might be everywhere.
Yeah.
Completely understand.
Yep.
Yeah,
By
absolutely.
the way, it's au gratin potato and ham casserole and apples.
Delicious.
So,
That's
all right.
Enjoy. Bye.
Nice seeing you, Tammy.
Hi, Tammy.
And so Catherine says, I totally forgot because life got crazy, but I did end up reading the Raven Hood series. I will DM you, Tiffany.
Yes. Oh my gosh, do. And I said the wrong. Yes, it's the Raven Hood. She's reading the Raven Boys. Sorry, it's the Raven Hood.
You heard
Yes,
Raven and went with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Catherine, DM me. Oh, yeah.
And Cajun says, Emily, I may be not far behind. Today was super stressful, and once I settle and start reading, I'll feel like it may all catch up to me. So she must be pretty tired too for a stressful day. And Esther Jane says, I seen her too. I'm not sure if that was for her, but Roxy says, hello everyone. I made spaghetti with garlic bread for supper. I'm going to eat. We'll try to hop on later. Oh, and I think I realized I seen her too. Did you see Reba McEntire in concert yesterday? I just realized that's probably what that was.
Wait, what's that?
Maybe.
Esther.
And, Cajun says, yum, Taco Bell.
Mm-hmm.
Kim says, I've seen Reba 2 or 3 times. Cannot remember anybody I saw her.
Wow.
That's
Well,
cool.
I mean, who doesn't remember George Strait? Listen, George Strait is one. I don't know what it is because there are some people that can pull it off. I saw Ala Jackson and he just stood there and sang, and I was like, this is the most boring thing on earth. George Strait just stands there and sings, and I'm like, There's just, I don't know, man.
Brooks and Dunn puts on a really good show. I saw them in concert.
There's just something
like second
about.
or third. I was floor seats for that. So.
Wow.
Yeah,
I just
had
think
a girl
George Strait
elbow me
gets
in the
better
ribcage.
looking with age.
Yes.
Oh, and he's such a sweet guy. I saw this video of he's like holding his grandson and they're at a cow auction and his grandson keeps bidding And every time he bids, they look at George, and he's like, his grandson's sitting on his lap, and George would nod. And so the boy kept bidding. He thinks he's like actually buying it, and they'd look at George, and he'd nod. It was just so cute because the boy was so
Aw.
excited. It was just adorable.
It's probably one of those times, even if he didn't want the animal, he was probably going to end up with the animal.
Yeah.
Right?
Caden says, "Well, Tiffany, to be fair, Taco Bell is Mexican, not
Yeah.
It's Mexican, not
Yes,
Mexican.
absolutely.
not Mexican. If you know what I mean, okay."
No, absolutely. Which is why I can't eat it, because I love Mexican.
And it's not real
Um,
Mexican.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, no,
It's
absolutely.
Americanized Mexican.
And Michelle says, "I had Taco Bell yesterday for the first time in forever, only because they temporarily bought back the chili cheese burrito."
Hmm.
Oh, Michelle, they're up here all the time. They have never gone away. And they're my
Oh.
favorite thing on the menu.
Emily, if you are still here and not asleep, I just messaged you.
And Kim says, "The only thing I like at Taco Bell is just plain tacos, cheese, lettuce, and tomatoes."
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what I'd like at Taco Bell because I don't eat there. Like, I knew what my favorite thing at like Gringos is. 'Cause
At where?
I wouldn't eat there at Gringos.
Never heard of that either.
It's a place we have in the town over. We have a Taco Bell and a Gringos, and they have a cheese burrito, and that is all it is like a little bit of their like taco sauce, cheese, and some green onions, and that's it. And I used to love those things whenever I was a teenager. It's what after I'd get off at McDonald's, I'd go in there and give me a
I was trying to think of, oh no, there was a taco place when I was in college. That slogan was burritos as big as your head, but it's La Bambas. I don't know if you guys remember La Bambas, but their slogan was burritos as big as your head. And like, we were so poor. Like, we would get them all the time, like eat them on them days. Anyways.
The only Mexican we had up here for the longest time was Taco Bell. Now we're getting more places. And one of them is Bar Burrito, which is like my favorite, but they make the really big burritos. But there's actually one in the hospital. And when I was waiting on transplant with my friend Ricky, we would go down like every other day and just get a thing of chips with queso. Be like, we're good. Should we really be eating this? Does it matter?
Yeah, we've got a couple of places that have opened up in the town over that we are at most of the time that are like little food trucks, but they've like, I guess, bought like a little storefront. So the little food truck is still there, but like you can go inside, I guess, maybe and sit and eat or something. They make the food in the food truck. And Emily says, "I have no gallbladder. Everything goes through me. The official medical diagnosis is I blank you not see what I did there. Dumping syndrome. Yes, what my doctor just diagnosed me with."
Lovely.
Love the technical term.
My brother was talking about that the other day because my sister-in-law got her gallbladder out as well years ago. And Richard said the same thing, like if she eats something greasy, forget it.
Yeah, see, and I don't have a gallbladder, and I don't seem to have that many problems with like stuff like that.
Hey, that's great.
Which is good because I like to eat a lot of greasy food.
That's what I was worried about when they're like, "Oh, we're going to take out your appendix." I started thinking about my sister-in-law, and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, am I going to?" And then they're like, "No, that's your gallbladder. This is your appendix." I'm like, "Okay, then we're fine. Take it away."
And I still have my appendix. And Blake says, "I really like the cheesy Fiesta potatoes from Taco Bell, but that's about it." And he says Taco Bell grows its own vegetables.
Really?
Bell Gardens is a destination in California and a popular place for school field trips. They do a lot of educational talks for the kids in there.
Hey, I learned something today.
Oh,
Yeah, I did too because I did not know.
That's awesome.
I had no idea.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, and Cajun says that is very cool.
Mm-hmm.
And Shayna says, I will have to check that out for sure, Tiffany.
I was wrong. The series is not the Raven Boys. It's the Raven Hood that Catherine was talking about. So you can still read it and talk to me about it because believe me, it'll blow your mind. But it's wild. So just so you know. Whew.
And Tanya was saying thank you for Cajun. And Shayna says, Tammy, so far at half through, definitely prefer the novel. The art is beautiful in this, but I'm losing some power of the story without Maggie's lyrical writing style. So hopefully Tammy saw that.
Interesting.
And Annie's laughing at Cajun. Carmen says, hey, late to the party. We'll start Fondue or Die tonight.
I'm
Yay,
assuming that
Sunday.
Sunday's gathering is Fondue or Die.
Yes.
Fondue or Die
Good to know.
with Karina at 4. And then Thursday is, so this Thursday, like 2 days from now or 3 days, whatever, is the wrap up to Scooby-Doo and Sonya's birthday. So the live will be on my channel at 6. It's also Scooby-Doo's birthday. His birthday was actually like 2 days ago, but we're combining him and Sonya's.
Celebrating his birthday.
Super Mario also turned 40 in the last few days.
What?
Right?
Stop making me feel so old.
One of my coworkers' birthday was this weekend. We're like, how did you have? She was like, I got so drunk. I'm like, how old did you turn? She goes, 33. I thought, Jesus, I was 13 when you were born.
You know, what's really sad, Sarah, is, like I keep getting older, but the kids I work with stay the same age. So I did a suicide screening for a kid today that was born in 2018. I was like, wait, is that possible? She's like, well, he's 7. I'm like, what?
They can't be 7.
Oh, or
I do
6
the same thing at my work because, of course, it's people filing bankruptcies and things like that. And I'm typing in the applications. I'm like, you were born in 2002, and then I'm doing the math. I'm going, you're 23. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Hasn't your mother talked to you? Like,
I know.
It's crazy. And Carmen says, hi, Cat. Hugs to you. And Toy says, aw, Tammy, that's such a cute puppy.
yes.
Aww.
And Kay said, hi, Story. Christina says, hi, Stormy, Tiffany, Sarah. Good to see you. And Tammy. And Mary Jo said, 337 of 378. Have 40 pages left. You're almost there.
So close.
Everybody, have a good night. See you next week. Bye, Mary Jo.
Thanks, Mary Jo.
And Christina says, remember to hydrate, feed thyself, check the laundry, take meds, stretch, show some love to the like button, and also make sure you sub and ring that bell so hopefully you get notified. Oh, here we go. Deep breath. Oh. Hi, Mary Jo, Toya, Carmen, Kat, Annie, Shayna, Cajun, Blake, Kim, Emily, Michelle, Roxy, Catherine, Kristen, Tanya, Esther, Valerie, Anita, Danielle, Amy, and
well done, Kay. Well done, Storm.
yeah,
Right?
Cajun's phone, so she got a phone call. And Esther Jane says, I will be starting chapter 13, so that will match up to, so that you will match up to my eyeball reading and your audio. So I think we will be done tomorrow. Yeah, I think so too.
Excellent.
I really want to know who done it. You get so far in and you just need to know.
Right?
And Anita says, I read about 3 chapters. And Michelle's got 67% in Distant Shore and Message My Sweet Friend.
Oh, sweet.
And Annie said I got to 50%. And Pat says, I finished my book. I gave it 4 stars. Received notification from the library, The Framed in Death by J.D. Robb.
Nice.
61 audio was available. Started listening to that audiobook tomorrow morning while crocheting.
Wonderful idea.
And Kim says, decided to read Peanuts Volume 1, 1950 to 52, the comic strip from Hoopla.
Oh, that's fun.
I love Peanuts.
And Nita says, have a good night to Tammy. And some people saying good night to Tammy. And Nita said she had chicken and rice with peas.
That sounds good.
And Kat's made it to 94 of 418, Unnatural Death. And Esther said, yes, Reba in concert twice at New York State Fair.
Oh, at a state fair to boot. That's fun.
Oh, okay.
She also saw Alan Jackson twice. One time Faith Hill was opening act.
Nice.
Very nice.
And Kim says, I've seen Randy Travis and Alan Jackson several times. Love both of them. Alan Jackson is from about an hour north of me.
Nice.
Randy Travis makes me jealous. I would loved to have seen Randy Travis in concert.
I saw Toby Keith years and years ago, and opening for him was a very unknown at the time Blake Shelton, which was a lot back when he had long hair and everything.
Yeah,
it was like the baby had just come out, so that was fun.
Yeah.
Pat says, going to tell you all good night. My knee is throbbing. Got icy hot and heating pad. Happy reading. Take care. I hope tomorrow.
A little better and Pat.
Hi, Jill. Says hi, everyone.
Thank you.
Good night to Pat. Hope you feel better. And Jill says, I have 72 pages left. The Stolen Life of Colette
Marceau.
It's Marceau.
Marceau. Thank you. You're better than me.
Yeah, I don't do well with that last part on anything. Even though if I know it, I still am like, oh. And Michelle says, Emily, not sure if you're still here, but I don't have a gallbladder either. That used to happen to me too. But I started taking a probiotic and it completely stopped.
You know what? They had me taking or eating probiotic yogurt at the hospital to help with my stomach. So there's something there, Michelle.
Pat says, Taco Bell, I get chicken nacho, Bel Grande with soft tacos and bottled water, but the Mexican restaurant is Chipotle.
Ah, okay.
And then Blake says, Tiffany, did you go to ISU? We had La Bambas where the burritos are as big as your head.
SIU, but we also had them.
And Anita said, the same with me. I don't have a gallbladder, and if I have spicy foods, it goes right to me. And Shayna says, haha, I was going to ask the name of the author, but now that I know it's a different series, hopefully I'll find it on TV.
I'm not sure. I think so, but I can't swear to that. I don't remember how I read it.
And Cajun says I had issues right after they took my gallbladder out. But not really anymore. So maybe it's a time thing. Mine was taken out in 99.
Wow.
Mine was 2013, I think.
It seems to be a big thing for it to be taken out.
Yeah, well, mine, I actually had gangrene in it.
Oh my Lord.
Because, well, I guess I had started getting, it started getting infected. And I had like some spots on my feet and things, and I'm a hefty girl, and I went to the doctor, and the nurse practitioner lady told me it was just because I was overweight and I needed to lose weight. So when I started getting some spots on my legs, I was like, well, I'm not going to go back to the doctor for them to tell me that I'm just a fat girl who needs to lose weight. That's $75 at the time. So it was like, I'm not doing that. And so I didn't, and I guess that was the blood poisoning. And it was slowly crawling up my body, and they even said like on the back, I guess, because you can't see back here, but it was very close to getting to where it could have killed me.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I had like emergency surgery. Like I even went to another doctor, and he's like, because I was getting sick, and that doctor just gave me nausea medicine and sent me home.
Oh, good Lord.
So it was the next day I tried to go to work, and I was like, I can't do this. And I had to call Dad, and he had to come home from work where he was, because I'm like, you got to take me to the doctor. And so he took me there. They did the deal on the gallbladder, and the guy made me wait. He didn't even let me go home. Like, a lot of times they'll let you go home. They'll call you later and let you know.
Yeah.
He was like, no, you just sit here and wait. And he was on the phone with him like, I need to know now. And yeah, as soon as he got off the phone, he goes, yeah, you're going over to the hospital and you're going to have surgery.
Oh my Lord.
Jeez.
And I couldn't have surgery that night like they wanted because I didn't know, but I was really, really low on potassium too. And
Ooh.
so they had to pump me full of potassium, so I had
Wow.
it. But I was in ICU for 5 days.
Holy sugar.
It was an expensive
Stories.
gallbladder. Expensive gallbladder.
When I was in hospital in August, my potassium was too high, which was one of the reasons they kept me in. And a high potassium is very dangerous to your heart. So the antidote to high potassium is insulin. So the first thing they did is they shot me full of sugar water, which burns when it goes through your IV.
Oh.
And then they gave me insulin, and it brought down the potassium. But man, it was unpleasant. But yeah, Storm, that's an expensive gallbladder.
Yeah,
Wow.
and they took 5 nurses to find a place to put an IV. I never had an IV before that, and let me tell you, I don't ever want to have another. But it took like 5 different nurses to come in trying to find a vein that they could, and they poked and I was so mad because I don't like needles to begin with. Ended up getting it like here, but I guess during the night when I slept, it like did the atrophy. So I had to have one in the neck when I went into surgery.
Oh. I'm not scared of needles at all, but I don't.
No, the neck, for whatever reason, the neck bothers me.
The
Well,
neck
and
would
that's
be-
the thing is like the guy was like, "Don't cry." I'm like, it's not like I'm trying, like I want to. It's just, tears sometimes when something hurts just automatically comes out your eyeballs. And it's always like, it's not like I want to cry. It's just coming out.
Well, for the transplant, they had to put the central line in. It goes through your neck. You're asleep when they put it in. You're very awake when they take it back out.
Ugh.
And my neighbor, I had forgotten about it because it's like the 3rd day you're in the intensive care. So it's like you kind of forget about a lot of stuff, right? But my neighbor, when I was in the hospital, she was having hers taken out. And as soon as the nurse said, "I'm going to pull and I want you to breathe out," when I pull, the memory came right back and I went, "Oh my God." I've got the pillow over my head in my bed, right? Like,
Ooh.
it's unpleasant.
Dana
Sorry
says
for anyone who's scared of needles.
is Katie Stewart is the author of that one, I guess.
The one that you're talking about, Tiff.
Yeah.
Stewart. Okay.
Yeah.
Jill says everyone seems to be doing sprints tonight. I saw Amy Marie doing Scooby Doo.
Yeah.
And Kat says, "Hey, Christina." And Cajun says, "The first time I entered an agent in the system that was born the year I graduated high school, I told my boss I needed to go lay down with the temp cloth on my head."
Agreed, Cajun. Agreed.
And Esther Jane says, "Storm, me too. I want to know. Still not sure. Yeah, I have thoughts, but I don't know if they'll be right or not." And Anita's saying hi to Christina, and hi to Christina, and hi to Christina. And Esther Jane says, "Saw Brooks and Dunn. That was a wild concert. The Baby had just come out."
The Baby wasn't that what it was called by Blake Shelton? That was his big hit.
I don't
I think it
know.
was his first
I
big hit.
don't know. I've not really ever listened to Blake Shelton. So.
I haven't listened to him in years and years and years and years and years because I'm not a big fan of him anymore, but I'm pretty sure his first hit was called The Baby.
Maybe.
I'm not sure. I only know a few of his songs. I
That's
know
good.
some, but I don't know.
I think he started singing like when I quit listening to like the newer stuff and I started just listening to the country again.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know a lot. It's like I know of him, but I don't.
I'm much more into the new country now.
Yeah.
Morgan Wallen, who's not probably even considered country, but whatever, I don't care. Post Malone, that's my country. Yeah.
And see, when you talk about them, I had to look them up to see.
You're like, who?
And Tanya says, "I've only seen 2 of my favorites in concert. I saw Alabama at State Fair and bought tickets to see Keith Urban. Now that's cool.
I've seen Keith
Alabama would have been so cool.
I did see Alabama, but I saw Alabama probably within the last 10 years. So they were good, but they were still like much older and they didn't have the same like energy that,
Right?
Yeah.
But they were,
I've seen Sawyer Brown 10 times in concert, and
Oh,
then
my Lord.
whoever's with them. So like I've seen Juice Newton and I've seen Glenn Campbell. I've seen Trisha Yearwood. She was super boring. I've seen actually Glenn Campbell was pretty cool for an older
That's
guy.
hilarious.
Pretty cool. And then I've seen some where they had like a whole bunch of them together, and Sawyer Brown, like they had like 3 new people kind of, and then Sawyer Brown was the big act and things like that. Like I can't remember like who everybody was. I just remember I seen some. They were my favorite back in the day. Kim says, first time I saw Randy open for Conway Twitty. Oh, wow. First time I saw Alan, he opened for Randy.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Wow, Randy and Conway trade. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, that's cool.
Really cool.
And Kristen says, you're making me hungry.
All the Taco Bell talk.
Yeah, taco talk. And she'll say, yes, Sarah, I read where a lot of our health problems start in the gut, and probiotics really help with it.
Makes sense.
Mm.
And Anita says, I got my gallbladder out in 2016. And I've had my gallbladder out, ruined my life. I went to 130 to 90 over the years.
Oh, my
Doctor says
Lord.
I need to take enzymes to digest food, and those have side effects that cause a crippling joint pain.
Oh, I'm so
Wow.
sorry.
I'm so sorry, Annie. I've never. Wow.
And Cajun says, wow, Storm, thank goodness they got to it in time. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because that's like when I learned that, like, because I had all that, like, the blood poisoning and stuff. That's why I was in the ICU because they had to.
Yeah,
give
they
me-
probably had to clear all that out.
And they had to flush it all out. And
The gallbladder was probably nothing. It was probably everything else that was the dramatic.
Yeah, because they did that laser thing for the gallbladder. And so that was like, it was like nothing. I got like these little scars and yeah. Although I did get told that I should have some kind of weight loss surgery. And I said, do you want to pay for it?
Precisely.
It's like easy for them to tell you those things.
Oh, yeah.
And Kim says, I've also seen Doug Stone, Ricky Van Shelton, Alabama, John Denver. We used to have
Wow.
good names come to Columbus. John Denver, I saw in Charlotte, North Carolina. Wow.
That's cool.
Okay, that's awesome. Yeah.
And Kim says, so glad you're okay. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
crazy. Now I went to the emergency room when everything I was eating was coming back up. And I got there, they put me right into surgery. They had to call a surgeon in.
Wow.
Mm.
Oh, wow. Yeah. That was my one and only surgery I've ever had, and I don't ever want to do it again.
Right?
I don't recommend them.
Mm-mm. I said, I'm sorry you went through this one. Yeah, it was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And thank goodness they have like those things where if you don't have insurance that you can apply and get like help to pay the bill, or I would probably still be
I
paying.
just can't fathom it. I'm sorry. Living my whole life in this, I just can't fathom it.
Yeah, 'cause
It breaks
it
my
was-
heart for you guys. It really does.
It was a $30,000 gallbladder.
Jesus Christ.
And
I've never spent a penny
Yeah, it's,
Mm.
other than parking and pills. Like,
and Storm says I had emergency surgery to remove mine as well. That because I had a surgery on my bile duct. I was in so
Ooh.
much pain, worse than childbirth.
really? Wow.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, and having my gallbladder out was when I found out that my sister-in-law really doesn't like me that much because she didn't want me staying at their house, so that I could have somebody watch over me after I got out of surgery because my dad was working and everything. So I said, just let me go back home. I'll just take care of myself, and I did.
When you have a
Oh.
major medical episode, you realize who really gives a crap and who doesn't.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm so sorry.
That sucks, Storm. I'm very sorry about that.
Yeah, my brother was really mad, but he was working and there's nothing he could do about it. And I was like, oh, I'll just go back home.
Aw.
And Tanya said, I would love to see George Strait. Yeah, that would have been cool. He's one of my favorites. I've also seen Leanne Rimes at State
Oh,
Fair.
that's cool.
Like Liam Rimes.
Yes. I'm sorry you had to went through that. Yeah, it was nasty.
Hi, Bobo.
And Kim says they have to use a vein finder with me. I have
Ooh.
tiny veins and they're deep and roll. Yeah, and I think that's what mine were like. They were hiding and then they just couldn't find them no matter what they tried. They couldn't find it.
When the nurse goes, "Your veins are dainty," I'm like, "That's about all it is."
And he says,
Finally, something small. No,
Yes.
I meant me. I'm just kidding.
and he says, whenever they say take a deep breath, you know you're going to feel it. Yes. I'll read a couple more and then I realize what time it is. We should probably read
That's all
some.
right.
We should probably read some. That's what we're doing, reading this. Tony says, Storm, that sounds like me when I was in the hospital earlier this month. They had to use an ultrasound machine because they could not get a vein. My veins moved.
Yep.
Mm.
And George Strait's one that I would give anything to see.
They had to move my IV when I was in August because they put it in and then it stopped working. So my night nurse is like, I got to put in another IV. And I'm like, oh, crap. I gave her 2 tries. She had 2 tries to hit a vein. She missed both times. I said, go get the charge nurse, please. She walks out. The charge nurse comes back and she goes, bink. One. Ask for the professionals.
Yeah, some people are super, super good at it, and then others, they just really struggle.
Right.
And I feel sorry for, like, my dad when he has to go and give blood, which he has to do on Wednesday and everything. And they poke him. He comes out with bandage all over because they can't get any blood to come out, or they can't find it. And just the older he gets, I think, just the worse it is.
I have them go for my hands every time now. These veins are beautiful. Their eyes light up like they're Christmas trees.
It's kind of like, can I use that right there?
Yes, ma'am, you can, because it's going to get us all out of here a hell of a lot faster.
I have to do blood quite often because of a medicine I'm on. Mm-hmm. And what I always ask for the same person, at least if they're working. And she has a tattoo on her forearm that says bloodsucker. And I just think that's poetic.
Well, so I know you're jumping into sprints in a sex storm, but the clinic, when I go to the transplant clinic, there's an area to get your blood work done. And on Halloween last year, because I had an appointment on Halloween day, I show up and the guy who does the blood was dressed as a vampire.
Yes.
And I loved it so much.
I love it.
Yeah, it's good that they have a sense of humor sometimes and can get into, like, all that stuff. The cat says, oh, that scary story. I had emergency surgery to have my appendix removed, and thankfully my gallbladder removal was laparoscopic.
Laparoscopic.
That is. Oh.
And so we'll go ahead and read to the top of the hour. Is that good? Or?
Sounds good.
All right. Happy reading.
Happy reading.
So how'd everybody do?
Good. I was chatting, of course. Shocking.
Tiffany
I
doesn't do a
know.
lot of reading during these reading sprints. She does chatting sprints. I am at 23% of a salted caramel, and since all the Taco Bell talk, I wanted nachos, so Doritos sufficed. Had a little
There
snack.
you go.
I made the last clip for my reading vlog, and then I started editing it so I could maybe get a little bit of it done before, because I have to do it afterwards. Because I've been slacking on editing it a little bit at a time, so then I don't have to do it all at the end of the day.
Yep.
And Shana says, "Oof, all this medical trauma talk. I'm glad I don't remember mine. My liver transplant and gallbladder removal. I was 8 months old, but I do
Wow.
still have a central line scar."
Really? I was hoping that would go away. But yay, fellow transplant recipient.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Very cool. Very cool.
And Michelle says, "Sarah, I love Morgan Wallen too. He's not afraid to speak his mind."
No, he is not.
Is he not? Does he like do a lot of like, I don't know, YouTube or TikTok where he like sings songs on it?
No, not
that-
anymore anyway. Trying to think of who you're thinking of.
I just know I see a little guy on there sometimes. I don't know who he is.
A little guy.
Yeah, just a little guy on there.
Just this little guy.
And Tanya says, I also had the problem when I was in the hospital. My potassium and magnesium. They gave me IV potassium. And they had to take it out. It burned so bad.
It does.
Jeez.
Just give me a banana. I'll eat that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like I took a potassium pill for a long time, and then I'm like, I could just eat bananas instead,
Right?
So every now and then it's like, oh, let's get a batch of bananas to make sure that I'm still.
You're still level, yeah.
And Aiden says my appendix was emergency, and while waiting for the surgeon, they kept poking me, and I told them, we know it's my appendix. I swear, if you smack on me again, I'm gonna smack you.
If only you'd gotten to follow through, Cajun.
And Jill says, I like Shania Twain's music.
I also, at one point, liked Shania Twain's music before they overplayed it up here in Canada.
Yeah, I could see that. But I do like her.
Mm-hmm.
They tend to overplay like certain songs of hers that got real old really quickly. But yeah, I did like her when she first came out and everything.
There's a law here on Canadian radio that you have to play a Canadian artist every 30 minutes, I think is the law. So they play like one of 3 artists. So every like hour and a half you're getting a Shania Twain song. So that's why I stopped listening to Canadian radio. I just now listen to
like, okay, Canadians, start making more music, please.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, it's the same stuff over and over again. And I'm like, okay.
The thing with Shania Twain is I feel like she just had that one album that was really popular.
Right.
And it had all the songs of hers that are really popular, as opposed to like a, not a one-hit wonder, but I feel like a one-hit album.
When Twister came out, when her song appeared on Twister, that was like the big to do.
Yeah, it's.
Kim says, I'm so excited to see Mark Hinden playing drums at an Alabama concert a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, that's cool.
We have
Did you? I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, we have what's remaining left of the Beach Boys, and then I guess whoever's going to be playing with him or whatever is coming somewhere like to one of the casinos close by.
Well, that's cool.
That would be kind of cool to see, even though like I think there's only 2 left of the original Beach Boys, and then the other ones or whoever they've got to go with them, I guess.
I saw that. I don't know if he still is, but that Vince Gill was touring with the Eagles, like as a member of the Eagles.
Oh, that's cool.
And I was like, oh, that would be super interesting, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's supposed to be. I also seen Travis Trent, maybe.
Ooh, I like Travis Tritt.
Travis Tritt, that's right.
Because I'm like, I don't know who Travis Tritt is. So
Travis Tritt. Did he do Modern Day Bonnie and Clyde?
Yes.
Yeah.
God, that's one of my favorite songs.
I haven't listened to him in like a long time.
I like Travis Tritt. I listen to a lot of 90s country, so I do
Mhm.
still hear him quite a bit.
Yeah, that's a 90s.
I hear him, but like I don't know if he has any like newer things. I don't know.
I wouldn't know either. Not that I've heard on radio.
Not that I know of, but I don't listen to a lot of new. So
Yeah, sometimes when I'm listening to like the older country, it's like I wonder if they're still singing.
The problem is now, to be honest, like as a modern country listener, a lot of it is mixed with rap. A lot of it
That's why I
sounds
don't like it.
it sounds like Garrett and I have said it. It sounds like 90s alt rock.
Oh yeah, it's very poppy and
Right? Exactly.
Why
Like,
I
there's
don't
rap
listen to
beats.
it because it's not country to me.
And that's what a lot of people say, it's not country. And I'll argue it, whether it's country or not, I like it.
Yeah,
I mean,
And that's-
because if you like the sound, you like it. You like it. But
Precisely.
to me, it's not
Precisely.
the sound of country. So
Yeah. Back when music was music, you'd put on the radio and like all the stuff would be playing on, you know what I mean?
And Cajun says, "Oh wow, Annie, I'm sorry to hear that."
Mm-hmm.
And Anita says, "Wow, I'm so sorry to hear you going through that." Yeah, that's a lot of. Yeah. Cajun says, "We have the most eclectic conversations, food conversations, and
She's not
sometimes
wrong.
books."
it's every once in a while.
And sometimes books.
You have to throw a book in there every now and then to make it official.
Just to make it good.
He's like, "I love it." And Anita says, I had to pay 20% of my gallbladder bill. I got lucky because I worked at McDonald's and didn't get paid like nothing. That I got 100% of it paid for by.
Oh, that's phenomenal.
Yeah.
What you doing, Bobo?
I've heard they have really great like incentives like that, like insurance and stuff like that.
Yeah, it was crazy because like you had to sign up and try to get Medicaid. I think it was first. You had to get declined by Medicaid so that they would go ahead and do this other care thing that's through the hospital. So you have to go, and I signed up to these people, and they're like, well, I said, listen, I said, just give me a piece of paper that says I'm declined so I can go ahead and get this other thing because you're not going to give me Medicaid. So just give me, and they're like, oh, well, we can do that. I was like, I was like, no, let's just drop the middleman and just give me what I need so that I can get this.
Can I ask a legitimate question? Because I really don't know, and this kind of bothers me. So, like, you need emergency surgery. Is someone contacting your insurance company first to see whether they're going to pay for it before they do it? Or are they just going to do it, and then you worry about the bill afterward? Or does it depend?
I don't know.
Wait, say that again?
Like, you got to have emergency surgery. You show up in emergency, and you got to have your appendix out. It's got to be done yesterday. Like, very...
Yeah.
Are somebody on the phone to your insurance company to see if they're going to pay for it first? Or are you just being rushed into surgery? And then you worry about the bill afterward?
Yeah, I mean, they're probably doing it at the exact same time that you're on the table.
Okay, that's a legitimate question I had because I didn't know. Because I've seen stories where people are like, they were turned down for more chemo treatment or they were turned down for an MRI test or something. And I just...
Yeah, because like when I had to have my...
I have learned that I didn't know this because I don't know why you would. This is kind of more, it's not morbid, but well, it's kind of morbid, kind of sad. But so just so you know, so it might be triggering. So, but my father passed away of cancer and he was diagnosed terminal. And so they gave him a time frame and they gave him 13 months and he lived 3 years. And after 13 months, insurance denied everything and literally told him straight to him, well, you live past your life expectancy. Sorry, dude. So don't ever, ever, ever let doctors give you a time frame if you have something like that happen, because that's why they use it. It's disgusting. Wow. And I hope I didn't trigger anybody or make anybody upset, but I'm just saying, because I had no idea that was...
Yeah, I never would have thought that.
But insurance will literally be like, sorry, we're putting you out to pasture. So don't ever let them give you a time frame because they'll ask you. I think most people say yes, kind of wanting, don't do it. That's why.
Oh my God.
It's crazy.
Yeah, sad.
when I had to use the care credit thing or whatever it is, their little care thing that the hospital had, I actually had like this teeny tiny little insurance from McDonald's because McDonald's was trying to do this insurance thing that it was super like crappy because like you signed up for this plan and you got like $1,500, and once you use that $1,500, even if you used it all at one go, you still had to pay for that insurance the rest of the year, but you couldn't use it because you already used it like in one go. Yeah, just going and getting an ultrasound on my gallbladder, I was like, well, there went that. It's
It's
like,
insane.
and so I didn't even though, but they said, oh, well, you have insurance, so it was a little easier for me, I think, to get into but I was like, yeah, but I'm not going to be using any insurance to have this done because you already used it already.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just go to bed and pray that where I am. That this is one thing I didn't have to worry about. Let me just put it that way.
And Kristen says, I give my nurse 2 shots too, and if they can't get it, I ask for a blood team.
Fair enough.
And Kim says, I always tell them to go to my hand. They do have a tendency to blow, but they are more likely to get them there.
A blown vein just.
Yeah.
Sorry, there's only a few things that get me.
Kim says, me too at Cajun. And hi, Chloe says, hey.
Hello.
And she's probably like, what kind of conversation did I get into?
Legit, I thought we were talking about books here.
And hi, Envy says hello from my creative corner of creation. And Esther J says, good night, gals. Have a great week. Bye, Esther J.
Bye, Esther J.
Hi, Paula says, hi, Storm, Tiffany, Sarah, and chat. I am on my last sprint. I wanted to pop in and hug the like button. Thank you. And Carmen saying good night to Esther. And Michelle says, I listened to 1 chapter and washed my hair.
Hey, productive.
Productiveness. And Anita says, I read another 3 chapters. And Shayna is headed off to bed. Good night, everyone. Night.
Bye, Shayna.
Drew out 52 pages. And Kristen made dinner, air-fried cod, au gratin potatoes, and cooked yellow squash. That sounds very good.
That sounds good.
And Jill says, how are you liking Assaulted Caramel?
It's a reread for me. I enjoy that book very much.
I love that series.
It's a favorite series for sure.
Ambi loves Morgan Wallen. And Kim says, Lucy was a baby in these early comics. Huh?
Oh, in Peanuts. Yes.
Peanuts. Oh, okay.
It took me a second to remember what she was reading.
And Tanya said, got 30% in my books. And Kat says, I made it to 104 of 418. Getting there.
Mm-hmm.
And Michelle says, my favorite Shania Twain song was the one she did with Billy Currington, Party for Two. Cutest.
I know that song.
Yeah, so that came out on a double album. It was like one side was country and then one side was pop. And she did that song, but she did it in 2 versions. She did a more country version and then a more pop version. It's a really cute, fun song. And Billy Currington's pretty easy on the eyes, too.
I don't know who that is either.
I don't either.
He's not even that new. I mean, I think he was out in the late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah. I don't know him. And Amber said she loves Shania Twain too. And Michelle said goodnight to Esther Jane. Amber said that's so cool. And Christina said I put together a cart for my painting supplies and got them switched from a broken cart.
Oh, wonderful.
I don't know why, but my eyeballs wanted to say it was a pointing supplies. And I was like, what the heck is pointing supplies?
I have pointing supplies.
That's why there was a little pause there while I was like, painting. It clicked. It clicked. And Cajun says, Vince played with the Eagles since one of them passed away. I can see it working, though.
Oh, gosh. Vince Gill, I think, has one of the most incredible voices. I mean, it's like, wow. I mean,
and Amber says, who is the one that didn't start out being country but does country music now? I think he has face tattoos.
Yeah, there's 2 of them.
Jelly Roll,
both
it could be
Malone and Jelly
Malone.
Roll. Yeah, the both of them. We're both rappers originally. They're supposed to be
one
coming
of them.
next summer. I'm definitely going to the concert.
I'm like, I totally don't know the answer to that question. Glad you guys do.
Jelly Roll is
I'm
also
just trying to think country music with face tattoos.
It's funny as all get out, especially because also Post Malone has a complete grill, like his teeth are all like diamond. It's hilarious.
And Kim says I'm like 60s, 80s country, and some early 90s. Yeah. And I still, on occasion, I still prefer, like, I'll get on, what is the Pandora or whatever it is on my TV and listen to like 50s and 60s music, because that's what I used to listen to with my mom. That's the music that I know. It's like that in early country, but it's like anything else. Like, I don't even, like, even though you could, if a song was playing, I'd be like, okay, I've heard that song from like the 80s, but a lot of even the 80s music, like the rock and things, like, I don't necessarily know what a band is associated with that song.
But you know you've heard the song, but you're not sure what it is.
And a lot of times I've heard the song because it's been on a movie.
Yes, I was going to say, or a TV show or something like that.
Because I'd be like, I don't know anything by AC/DC. And my friend was like, oh, yes, you do. And she'd start singing a song. And I was like, oh, I didn't know that was them. Okay. Because I didn't know. I was like, okay. And Amby says, I just can't remember his name. And then Cajun says Jelly Roll. Is it not Jelly Roll? Not Hardy either.
Although Jelly Roll does now do country, and he's also got face tattoos. So it's not wrong.
I know who Jelly Roll is because I think I've seen him on like some YouTube shorts or something like that.
He's the sweetest guy. Like him and Post Malone, you look at them and they're so scary looking in a way, like you wouldn't want to run into them in a dark alley. But they are the two sweetest human beings you've ever met.
They are.
Yeah.
And Christina says, thanks for hosting today, ladies. Have a fantastic evening and sleep sweet. Thank you, Christina. And also remember to hydrate, feed thyself, check the laundry, take meds, stretch, and show some love to the like button. Also, make sure you sub and ring that bell so hopefully you'll get notified. And all this talk about like blood and all that kind of things, it makes me wish that I would have made sure that my father was drinking his water now.
Yeah. Hydrating.
Yes. Because I don't know how well he hydrates. Because he knows he should, but that doesn't mean
if he does or not. That's the question, right?
And I'm like, shoot, because I was going to do that the next time. Because somebody said to get him started like a couple of days ahead of time to.
Well, that's smart, actually.
For water and things, and so I'll have to try to remember to do that tomorrow because his appointment's on Wednesday.
Yeah, start first thing tomorrow if you can.
And then Tanya says to Kim, I'm old school country. I like 70s to 90s. And Keith Urban.
And Keith Urban. I've seen Keith Urban 4 times, Tanya, in concert.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, my mom's a big fan.
And Cajun says for emergencies, usually they will do it, then contact insurance.
I was hoping so. I'm like,
and then they'll do it, and then you don't find out you don't have insurance, and then you're in trouble.
Then now you got the bill, and yeah.
And Michelle says, Sarah, my surgery was an emergency. I didn't have insurance, but they just went ahead and did it.
That's what I wanted to hear.
Yeah, for sure.
They weren't just going to let you die.
I think they usually do the surgery and worry about the bill later for true emergencies.
Fair enough. Okay.
And Michelle says, oh, I'm sorry, Tiffany. My daddy passed away from cancer too. Big hugs.
Same.
Oh, same to you.
It's a hard one.
And Abby says the country singer has a real honest.
Yeah. My current crush, which y'all might find weird, but I think he's adorable.
I mean, he's super.
Everybody has that weird person.
They had the cutest video. So, like, him and Jelly Roll are on tour together. And Jelly Roll's mom is in a wheelchair. She's an elderly lady. So she's so excited about meeting Post Malone. So Jelly Roll rolls her in, and he gets right down to her level, and Post Malone's talking to her, and he says, did Jason, which is Jelly Roll, has Jason bought you a house yet, ma'am? Oh, yes, he has, and it's a big house, she says. Like this.
Aww.
It was just so cute.
Oh, that's good. He takes care of him.
Takes care of his mama.
And Cajun says, I had to have DNC before they would approve my hysterectomy. Even my doctor knew they would do it, though. I didn't need it. I would do nothing, so they paid for a needed surgery.
Really?
before approving the one everyone knew I needed.
Wow.
And Kat says hospitals will perform emergency surgeries. Many hospitals will also offer payment plans even if your treatment is not emergency. Also, not all insurance companies and plans are equal. Yeah, that is so true.
I can't imagine navigating that system with my health concerns.
And Kim says my grandmother was given 6 months after first cancer surgery, and she lived another 11 years and had 2 more cancer diagnoses.
Well done to her, Kim.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's incredible.
My grandpa was told that he had 6 months to live because he had so many heart attacks, and he lived like I think 6 years longer. And the man had like 40 something heart attacks in his life.
Oh my gosh.
He had one major heart attack, and they said that was when 2 scars crossed each other. But he'd have like these little mini ones, and like they told him that he needed to move from, because I think they were originally from Boston, and said that they needed to move to an area that didn't have a lot of like the heavy like chemicals in the air and stuff like that. And so that's why they ended up here in Missouri.
Unbelievable.
And Carmen says, I believe it, Tiffany. My hubby had a form of blood cancer, and the hoops he had to go through for insurance to cover some of the tests that doctors wanted done was so maddening. I'm sorry, Carmen. Ambi loves Billy Currington. I'm going to have to look the dude up because his name's not hitting. I don't know who that is. Ambi says my mom has to have her blood taken in her hand. And Dad doesn't like it, but I'm like, you should probably, because it seems like that's where they end up at after they try here and they try here.
That's why I always just say, she's like, well, I'm like, just do it here.
Yeah,
please.
It's like, it's safe. Because sometimes I'll like wait out in the car, and I'm like out in the car for an hour, and I'm like, seriously, is it taking that long? And it's because they had such a hard time trying to get his blood, and they're poking him everywhere. And it's like, Dad, just do it. I mean, no, you don't like it, but at least you'll get, done like quicker. And Ambi said Post Malone, and Michelle said, thank you for the Sprint, beautiful ladies. Have a great week, and you too, Michelle. And Ambi says, my sister's friend's husband is friends with him. He hasn't met him in person, but has FaceTimed with him and has played video games with him. But he is actually going to visit him in his Montana ranch.
Doesn't have
Wow, how cool.
He's in Utah.
And he's a music producer with some production.
Well, that's cool.
That's neat.
That's very cool.
Anita says, thanks, ladies, for the sprints. And I hope you have a good night and a good weekend. Be safe, be blessed, and hope to see you soon. You too. Have a good evening. And it was a production group. I was wondering what that was. I was not. The group was not going, so I just skipped the word because I didn't know what it was. But it's a group. Okay. And Ambi says, my great grandmother, Granny, had a stroke, and then she kept having many ones. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what happens, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm. And Kim says, and smoked until a week before she died. My daddy and his brothers didn't want to fuss after she was given 6 months.
You know, what's the point? Let the person enjoy themselves.
Yeah, it's like the little lady that's at the little place where our friend is when we go on Wednesdays or whatever. She's like 94 years old. And she's technically not supposed to have sweets and stuff, but she's like, her granddaughter says, she's like, you've lived long enough, you just eat whatever you want or whatever it is. And I said, absolutely, here, have a donut, because she always comes over and eats, gets a donut.
Absolutely.
And you've lived 94, you've lived a pretty good life.
At that point, you can do whatever. I've always said, because I'm a former smoker, that when I turn 95, I'm going to pick up smoking again, because at that point, who the hell cares?
Yeah. You've lived that long, you should be able to just eat whatever you want.
Eat, do whatever you want, drink whatever you want, enjoy yourself. What are you, pickling yourself for later?
And it said one of those places.
It's Utah, probably.
And Kat says, thanks for your sprints, lovely ladies. Good night, friends, and have a wonderful week ahead.
Well, thank you,
Good
Kat.
night, Kat. Hope you have a great week, too.
Mm-hmm.
As a reminder, Thursday on your channel, Sonia, Scooby-Doo, and all that kind of good stuff. At what time?
Wrap up for Sonia's birthday and the Scooby-Doo readathon at 6 Eastern. It's not going to be sprints. We're just going to wrap up Scooby-Doo and celebrate her birthday.
Shadowrunny.
What you read and talk about what you read and things like that.
Sounds
Yes.
fantastic.
And Sunday is the Karina Moss read along discussion for Fondue de.
I'll probably pop on after the discussion because I haven't read the book yet.
Yeah, that's the same with me. That's like I did last time. I was
Yep.
like, I'll just fix supper while you guys are chatting. That's
Got
what I
it.
did last time. And Sarah, you weren't here yesterday, so do you have anything coming up?
Oh,
on your channel?
yeah.
Nothing planned, to be completely honest. I will be completely honest with every single person here. I have not felt the need to put up any videos lately. I just haven't been in the mood. So when the mood strikes me again, I will.
There you go.
And Amby wants to know, has anybody read the Pumpkin Spice Cafe?
No, I have it, but I haven't read it yet.
I read it. I enjoyed it, and I enjoyed the second one, Cinnabon bookstore. The third one I did not enjoy, but I will read the fourth one. The third one just didn't hit for me.
Which is fair.
Okay, so that is the end of the comments. So thank you, ladies, for hanging out with me and everybody in the chat. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. And we shall see you later.
Thanks,
Bye.
Storm.
Bye, everybody. Thanks, Storm. Bye, Sarah. Bye, everyone.